parts of me throughout the day or weeks or months or just whenever I'm feeling a certain way, and I'll just film it just to have, and then it either gets deleted or just sit to my camera roll for months and never goes anywhere. But just in case this one does go somewhere, I just want to say, like, recently I've been very emotional, which isn't like abnormal. I am a very emotional person, but it's been like in like a good way too. Like, it's been like happy tears when I cry instead of like sad tears, and so that's been really fulfilling for me to just feel, and to kind of experience. I think most of the time, not most of the time, actually, yeah, probably most of the time when I cry it's sadness or whatever. But recently, just graduating college and getting to attend a church service again, I cried then, but it wasn't because I was sad, it's because I was so happy. That's something I think we as humans often take for granted, and as Christians we take for granted going to a church service every Sunday morning, because when you're young it's like your parents are constantly dragging you to a church service, so you're like, why would I want to go on my own? Like, it's boring, it's not fun, and it's not supposed to be fun. You're supposed to just be there to hear God's goodness and how he works through other people's lives to give you, even if it doesn't directly connect to you or relate to you. I think for a while I struggled with, like, I keep going to church but none of these things are relating to me, so how am I gonna I just constantly try to force myself to relate to a topic, or maybe even switch their message to relate to me, but that's not what it's about. I think it's more so about less about relating to them and more about, wow, I see how God worked in their life and the good that he's doing in their life, and so he also has the ability to do that in my life, and kind of seeing how, oh my gosh, he's so good, and his mercy is so good, and his glory is so good. He's so gracious and so forgiving, and he's done so many awesome things in this person's life. So if I die to the Lord every day and I continue to walk in my faith with him and alongside him and all of those things, then he has the power to do those good things in my life as well. It is such a great feeling, in my opinion, when you go to church and something that you've been struggling with and you've been praying about, the person talks about, because you're like, oh my gosh, that's not just a coincidence, that's a God thing. But the problem where I struggle is every single time I go to church, I'm constantly thinking about, oh, where does that fit into my life? Or do I struggle with that too because I want to see that God moment, instead of just being like content where I am and being content with, oh my gosh, God works so wonderfully in someone else's life, so he can do the same for me. It's 12:52 and this was my second time going to a service. And also this morning at 9:30 I volunteered again with students, and it was just so cool to see how God works through, like, I'm gonna cry. There were so many moments today where I was like starting to get emotional, but it wasn't because I was sad, it was because I was so happy and I felt so content with where I was and where God has me right now in my life, and I wasn't constantly looking to like what's to come or what's next. It was just like I was present in kind of where I was at and where God has called me to be at this moment, which I think is important. And it's the first service back after the new year, like all this stuff. There's obviously more people in church because people are on fire for Jesus right now. It's their New Year's resolutions, all that fun stuff. But to me, it was more than just a New Year's resolution. It was like, this is a declaration of my love for God and my admiration and my willingness to participate in these things and to be of service and to be a joy to other people, and to be in community and fellowship with one another. I just left feeling so fulfilled and so like, oh, this is what I needed and this is what I've missed, and these are the things that fulfill me and fill my heart, and these are the things that God wants to fill my heart that I just haven't had because of work and because of other things like that. But I'm just so grateful that I'm like, I can finally rest in knowing like I made the right decision, and I'm so glad that I get the opportunity to have a little bit of both, and I get to be in service, but I also get to still be connected to the students. So that's my little rant, but make sure you go outside of your comfort zone and go fellowship with someone and be in a community with people, because it's so important. It is currently 4:23 p.m. and I just went on a run. I have no idea how long I ran for. I just went from the end of the cul-de-sac to the other end. But I just think it's so cool how when I first started running back in, I want to say October, November, I could barely run for a minute without like heaving and like so many breaths. And of course it's very cold, so I was breathing very heavily, but I think it's cool that like now I don't even time how long I run for, but I definitely run more than a minute like consecutively. I used to be like run a minute, walk a minute, and I would do that. Then after I did the 5K, I realized like, okay, I can run longer than this, which was in my last video. I got a phone call when I was laying there and I didn't answer because it was a random phone number, and then I got a voicemail and it was a lady from a department or job I applied for, and she said, awesome resume. I was just calling to see if you would be able to come in tomorrow for an interview. Please call me back, whatever. And I was like, because this was my first like big girl interview, and I gotta stop saying the word big girl, but that's how I differentiate in my brain, like, you know, like interviews I had in the past with like connections, and then just like, you know, like this is exciting. It's at 9:30 a.m. in South Lake, so I'm gonna have, but it's like 40 minutes away, so I'm gonna wake up early because I don't want to be late and I don't want to be on time. I need to be early. This is a big girl job. I have to wake up early, and I have actually been waking up pretty early. I would say I am pretty much ready for my interview. I am gonna do another layer, or a tiny layer or coat of mascara, but I'm letting this one kind of dry a little bit first before I go in with the second coat. But yeah, this my hair, I straightened it, and then makeup. The place is like 45 minutes away and it's 8:01 and I'm leaving around 8:15, but I might leave earlier since I'm almost ready. Here's the outfit. Let me show you real quick. It's like my first like real interview ever, so kind of crazy. Let's see, perfume. Get my jewelry. The thing I have left to do is touch up my mascara just a little bit, but I honestly could do that in the car. So, because I do like to let it sit for a few seconds or a few minutes. And I have to grab breakfast, brush my teeth, even though I'm about to eat, but whatever. Take my medicine, which I'll bring in the car with me. And, like, look how cute that is. Okay, top Francesca's, and I have a tank top under it. Pants are from Loft. Boots, I have no idea where they're from. And I have to take the tag off of this, but this is my, like, coat. My coat that I'm gonna wear. It is very chilly outside. It's like 20-something degrees today, which is just wonderful. Oh my gosh, wait, I look so cool. This is, wish me luck. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I know y'all can't see the full fit, but I'll see you later. I made it to the place. It's 9:02 a.m. and I'm so nervous. I'm pretty sure I made it to the right place. Go in just a minute so I can figure all of that out. This is just like crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody else knows, but like this feeling is crazy. I can't believe this. Like, of course I'm yawning. My first like big girl interview at like an actual like company and building, and like I feel so like professional, and with my coat on I feel like I'm in Gossip Girl. Like, this is crazy. It's so pretty too because it's in South Lake. But yeah, I think I'm gonna walk in, because if I just keep thinking and overthinking things, then it's just like not going to be well for my anxiety. So yeah, I literally can't wait until 9:15. Like, that is too long. So now we're going to, oh my gosh, it's freezing. this coat on. So I just have to be myself, sell myself, be able to be confident. So that's the plan. This is crazy. I'm such an adult. Okay guys, I finished my interview. It was like honestly multiple interviews, so let me just tell you everything. I'm currently at Target right now because I'm in the North Richland Hills area and I've heard this Target is really good, so I wanted to like, you know, go treat myself because I just did a big girl interview for the first time. But first I'm gonna give you guys all the details. So first of all, I just want to say I feel so blessed, and as I was sitting in the room waiting for people to come in and interview, I was just like being so present in the moment of like, wow, like looking around at like how far I've come. And then I like started to like tear up. Like I said, I've been getting emotional lately, but about like happy things, like big exciting things happening in my life. And so I was just like, wow, like this is so cool. Like I keep calling it my big girl job, but like it really is. Like it's a whole new chapter of my life and it's a whole different environment than I'm used to. So yeah, basically I walked in, I think I filmed a few clips here and there, but honestly I'm not really sure everything I got. I just kept hitting record and talking until someone came in. But this is the sweater that I wore. I showed you guys earlier. I'm sweating profusely because I was so nervous, but this is such a cute sweater. I didn't even do this on purpose, but the company is called Bloomfield, and this one girl was like, oh my gosh, like Bloom, and I just was like, oh yeah, right, like, but I just think that's kind of funny. And I didn't even like, I bought this the other day before I even knew I had this interview. My mom was like, wear your new sweater, and it was then enough to go into a coat. Anyways, I just thought it was funny. For my charm bracelet, I just feel like it gives me luck because it's like so sentimental, and it's all the things that I love and all the people that I love like gave them to me, so it just feels very sentimental, and it just like makes me think about like my life and how grateful I am for everything that God has blessed me with. So I went in the building. It was so nice. I wanted to film it, but I was like, that would be weird. I went to the bathroom first, then I went upstairs, and I did find it pretty easily. I thought it was gonna be harder than that, but it was actually pretty simple. Like pretty much what they said, or the lady sent me like instructions on how to get there, and that was like exactly like what I followed to get there. So that was good. I found it. I sat outside and waited. Then I went in at like 9:20ish, and then brought me back to the room, and I sat there for a good minute, and the lady I was on the phone with and this other lady came in and talked to me, and they were so nice, and it was such a great conversation that I was even like, I felt like an out-of-body experience, and I was even like in my own head like go you, Lauren. Like I was so proud of myself, and just being able to feel like so proud of myself for something. And I'm proud of myself a lot, but this is a big step for me, especially like now I'm gonna cry. If you go back to like first grade when I didn't talk to anybody, and I used to have selective mutism, which is basically what it sounds like. You select who you want to talk to in your like brain, and so but it's like an actual thing. Like you can't, like I was that introverted, so you could look it up, but like I struggled with that for a long time, feeling like I just couldn't explain how I was feeling. And so being able to sit there and be confident, like I'm so confident in myself, and be bold. Bold is my word of the year. Every year my mom gives me a word, and this year it's bold, and so far I've been so bold, and like I'm literally gonna cry. Like I'm so proud of myself, and you know, more people came in and they were so nice and a little intimidating, but of course that's their job, they're interviewing me. But I was just like very, like, all of my answers I felt like were good, and I wasn't just like, you know, stumbling on the words, and wasn't like saying and like I'm doing right now, and I was answering them fully, and my makeup looks good, my hair, like I feel like I put the outfit on, I was like, I look like a different person, like so grown up, and I don't know, it's crazy. I'm definitely gonna probably cry later because I'm just so amazed with myself. Do something that makes yourself proud today.